All right, I made a joke on RNN and I'm gonna make good with it. I wanna do a cooking little blog thingy. So here we go. I get asked more for this recipe more than any other, and it's my mom's beer bread. Now totally my mom's, because this was not my mom's. And this is the hardest part to explain to you, so that's why we're doing this with a video. Very easy. Self-rising flour, very important. Not bread flour, self-rising flour. 4 cups, pre-measured, because you don't want to watch me try to do that. 3 tablespoons of sugar, and if you have my mom's recipe, you will realize that hers calls for 2. I liked it sweeter, so I made it 3. It seems to work. And then the important part, cerveza. This is for the cook to, it really doesn't go on the bread. It's for me to drink, so that, no, just kidding. But before that happens, I open that just a little bit ahead of time. Here is the important mixture. Now watch how precise this measurement is. See, I go back and forth like this until it looks like I got a lot of it, and then I go like this until it looks like I got a lot of it, and then I think, it's done. So I have no idea how to measure that, so it should just look like that. Then you pour in the beer. Do not use good beer, use cheap beer. If you use good beer, like heavy German beer, like my mom tried once, you have to cut back like a ½ cup of the flour because there's so much other stuff in it. So I find the best results with Miller Lite and Bud Light, and I hope I don't have to give them any credit for that, but they just did. Coors Light also works, and I really haven't tried anything other than that. My mom experimented. This is very important. You do not want to do this in a blender. I have a KitchenAid. I do not do this in the KitchenAid because we have to get it mixed. You want it to remain lumpy. If you've had the beer bread, you notice it has that lumpy. If you mix it till it's smooth, it does not rise as well. So you just keep pulling up the flour from the bottom. And if you still see a little bit of the flour when you're done, that is okay. So we're just turning around, keep picking it up. Of course, while we're recording it, it's not cooperating as well as it usually does. But there you go. And by the way, the beer you want the beer to be room temperature. That way the yeast will work better and it rises better. And there you go. Then, trusty baking pan. You'll notice this one is a little bit darkened. I make my beer bread on the grill. So it gives it a little bit of a smoky flavor. Although this is a non-stick because I do the grill, this just helps me assure that for one of the next steps, this will work. So you take this mixture of lumpy, not smooth bread, and you'll see that you'll still see some flour in it as it goes down. You will never notice that when it's done. You get it all in here, you get it all out of here. This is my mom's mixing bowl, by the way. Maybe even her wooden spoon. And there we go. Don't leave it like this. So, after we get this done, we put the bowl out of the way. I usually do this in a bigger place, but this butcher block I carried up 3 flights of stairs in Germany, and it weighs like 300 pounds. So I did it. So I just spread it out evenly in that. Then I put it in the grill between 300 and 400. If I put it in the oven, I put it at 375. After I put it in, I say, Alexa, remind me in 30 minutes, bread. And if she's in a good mood, she reminds me. And the reason for that is we take, sorry about that, a stick of butter, we unwrap it. I don't think I have to say that, but with some of the things I see on the internet, maybe I do have to say that. Unwrap the butter, put it in here, put it on, if you have a simmer burner, that's perfect. Put it on the simmer burner at the very lowest setting so that in 30 minutes you have melted butter. We'll be back with what to do with that. So now this goes out to the grill at 375. We're at the grill. This might be green egg. This is the one my brother gave me, my mother's recipe. Now, one of the things I did is I started it off by putting it on one of these raised upside down, oh, there's something on there, muffin tins, because I wanted to get it where the temperature probe is to make sure I had it as good as possible. It's a little bit low because I just had it open. It's a quick read thermometer. So I have it set up. I don't usually use my temperature controller for the bread, but since I already had it set up for the turkey, that's there. I usually set it anywhere between 350 and 400 seems to work. Then we'll be back with what we do with the butter here in, well, it's going to be instantly for you all. It'll be about 25, 30 minutes for us. We're back at the grill. You can see this is the second one that I got overmixed just a little bit here. You want to avoid that. This is the one we did first, and this is the magic. This is what gives it the great crust, which we'll show you later. And once it's a little bit brown, you just take this over the top. And I don't usually put a temperature probe in it. I'm doing an experiment because I think this changes the temperature of the bread. So you just pour this over. When you have enough, you'll see it on the sides. And this is one reason you put the pan on it, to make sure it could get away from the sides, because this will make an amazing crust down all the sides. And don't worry about the white stuff that you take out if you're clarifying it. That'll be on there. And it actually has a nice salty goodness to the bread. And again, I don't usually do the temperature probe, it's an experiment. This is what it looks like when it is finished. We'll take it off from here. We'll put it on a rack so that it can cool evenly. Then take it out, and it should be totally cool when you slice it.
Good.
Okay, so they are done. Start with the one that I like how it looked first. Slice the end off. See how well it cuts because it's cool. And you see this ring, this is the crust that the butter formed. And watch. If you know Marshall Smith, tell him he's missing out. He usually steals these if he gets a chance. Wow. There's no beer bread, I'm gonna eat it all myself.